Last night on TNA, after weeks of speculation as to Slammiversary and AJ Styles appearing, they released this. Chills, literal chills. It was then confirmed today that it is official. AJ Styles will return to TNA on Sunday. And given that Trick Williams has been saying he'd love to prove himself against Styles and talking a little smack, clearly we're about to see it. But again, if it isn't with one of those goated TNA themes, then me and my buddy Mark, we're gonna stop watching.
Me and my friend Mark, we're gonna stop watching.
Then, on Jimmy Kimmel a couple nights ago, Jelly Roll was guest hosting and Randy Orton was a special guest. It eventually turned into anarchy as Drew McIntyre started brawling with Randy and then Logan Paul came out talking trash.
You, my friend, are a greasy, redneck prison rat.
Who the
Shut the hell up, Jelly Roll.
Only for Jelly Roll to get his lick back and chokeslam Logan through the table. Randy Orton also said that he's never seen anybody work so hard to get into the world of pro wrestling than Jelly Roll. Orton added that Jelly Roll has gone above and beyond any expectations they had for him. Also, what was that table made from, paper mache? Or considering how weak it was it made from Seth Rollins' knee? Yep, fair enough. Speaking of Seth Rollins, according to multiple people, the plan was to do an injury angle with Seth Rollins on Saturday night's main event, have Rollins leave, and then he would shockingly return at Summerslam in the Gunther vs. CM Punk match and cash the briefcase in and win the title with the idea that he and Paul Heyman outsmarted everyone. Backstage, everyone was told and reacted like Rollins was hurt and that the LA Knight match was cut short. The ones who knew were very small in number. Everyone was under the impression that it was real. Well, goodness me, doesn't that throw a spanner in the works? If I were to lean more into the idea of this all being one grand work and not looking out for Rollins' health, I'd say let's pay close attention to what Rollins said in this interview.
Yeah, how would you compare this to other injuries that you've had in your career?
Well, I don't know, again, because I don't know. Again, I'm not a doctor. I don't want to do their job. But it feels a lot like 2015. This is sort of like that. But again, mentally, I'm in such a different place 10 years gone. You know, I'm more comfortable with it. I'm kind of like trying to find the silver linings. Like I feel like mentally I'm in a good place. I think physically I'll be fine to come back from it, you know, when we get into the rehab and whatever it is we're going to end up doing with this. But I feel good about it. I'm trying to find the silver linings, and everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. We're good. We're good, guys.
If it's, quote, similar to the one in 2015, he'd know exactly how to sell it if it were a grand plan, right? Seth, dude, going to this much trouble to screw CM Punk out of his moment is a level of hating that I kinda respect, I'll be honest. Then, a couple days back, we had a new trailer for the upcoming WWE Unreal series.
Physically, how are you after that?
Terrible. But my legs work, my spine is not hurt, my neck is not hurt, and I don't have a concussion. So those are my prerequisites for not complaining.
Along with a new tagline, it's more real than you think. And if you know anything about my content, you already know this is the kind of show that I will be making videos about. It sounds juicy from all the teasers we've seen.
Charlotte, you ever shit yourself in the ring? No?
If I did, I wouldn't tell you. I might have peed a little.
Okay, all right, now we're talking.
Well, except for that. That just sounds shitty. Then, in other news, Pat McAfee explained his decision to take a step back from WWE.
I got real tired, man.
I bet.
I crashed.
You hit a wall?
Yeah, I hit one. And like as Money in the Bank was happening, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This is it. I've finally hit it. And I never thought it was going to happen. And I will always love the WWE, and I miss it. But I'll tell you what, I didn't think I would have made it. I don't think I would have made it. I was eyeing football season right around the corner.
Yeah. It's going to be here.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to survive this thing.
In all honesty, fair play, Pat. Burnout is a very real thing, and it's especially real when you're trying to balance that much. He's been covering American football, doing his show, he wrestled Gunther, he was on commentary flying all over every week. I totally understand why he'd need to slow down. And until he returns, Corey Graves is doing a great job holding down the ship. Then, today marks the 4-year anniversary of this legendary return. The line where Pat McAfee is all like, where is it still goes hard. Then Dominic Mysterio says he is considering bleaching his hair fully blonde and leaving his mustache dark. Oh, you mean like your real father? Honestly, not only can I see it happening, but I think it would look iconic. There's been a lot of discourse around Dirty Dom recently and how WWE is, quote, cooling him off. You may remember his unscripted moment at WrestleMania where he ran back into the ring to celebrate to a huge pop.
WrestleMania, Dirty Dom has won the title. There are going to be some awkward conversations in the Judgment Day Clubhouse later on tonight.
Those Dirty Dom chants were getting a little too loud. They said, hold on. But jokes aside, I don't think they're purposely cooling him off to stop him from becoming a babyface. There is so much money to be made with a lovable dirtbag Dominic character like his aforementioned real father. And plus, he's still on TV every week. He was injured for a little bit. He'll be fine. Then in, I don't know about that one, Chief news, the idea in WWE right now is to groom Rhea Ripley, Jacob Fatu, and Braun Breaker to be the people to be with the current headliners and eventually be in those spots. While I get it with Jacob Fatu and Braun Breaker, Rhea, she's already a groomed star. And sure, I can see why people would be pedantic here and saying maybe she's not quite on the level of a John Cena, Cody Rhodes, or Roman Reigns. But at the same time, when you think about the women's division, who has a bigger crossover mainstream appeal right now than Rhea Ripley? If she ain't fully formed yet, then the timeline is gonna melt down. I already see people complaining about Rhea being in too much of the world title picture. Is there another level to this? Maybe they'll run a Rhea Ripley belt collector storyline and have her win men's belts too. I'd be down for that. That'd be pretty sick. Then Brie Bella once again teased her in-ring return by saying, quote, I need to get a little more ready, but I'm almost there. Brianna Danielson, in the name of the late great Josie freaking Bella, what the hell is taking you so long? Homegirl had one too many Brie modes. She's forgot to start training. Then in other news, the SummerSlam card originally scheduled John Cena versus Cody Rhodes as the second night main event. And at that time, there was talk of possibly adding a stipulation that had not been determined yet. And Gunther versus Punk was at that point scheduled to headline night one. To which I say, yeah, I'd love to see Cena Rhodes 2 have a stip. I don't have too much interest in seeing a normal match with a splicing of Travis Scott again. I'm telling you, man, with the way they've hinted at like 6 to 9 different challenges, Armageddon Hell in a Cell SVR style was the play. Imagine the main event of night 2 for the WWE title was R-Truth, Aleister Black, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, John Cena, and then either Randy Orton, CM Punk, or Drew McIntyre. You could have had Cena get all bloody again like he did in his match against Umaga, one last nod to one of his best matches. Then if Seth Rollins was to cash in after a brutal Hell in a Cell, we would have said, okay, fair enough. Better yet, what about when we add the host of SummerSlam, Cardi B, into the mix, whose chances drastic go down? Speaking of SummerSlam plans, a proposed card for SummerSlam from nearly 3 weeks ago listed Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker, or a tag with Reigns and Jey Uso versus Airbnb that they did the angle for on Raw. Uso and Reed were at one point earmarked for a singles match on SummerSlam as well. Based on that planned card, Rollins' recent promo on Reigns was a distraction, and the Breaker direction was always planned. With all the love in the world, Bronson Reed versus Jey Uso is the most put that on an episode of Raw match I've ever seen. But Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker?
I'm interested.
Then, WWE Creative have discussed sending Omos to AAA for a run similar to his brief Noah stint this past winter. Per sources, the idea is to further establish him as a true special attraction outside the WWE bubble. To which I say, why didn't they just leave him cook in Japan? He was doing great over there and they called him back far too soon. Then, Kenny Omega is expected to take some time off, according to AEW sources. It hasn't been said what specifically Omega is taking time off for, or if it means a consecutive or sporadic absence for him. Either way, Omega is at that point in his career now where, with everything he's done, he doesn't need to be wrestling all the time. He's a big enough name and attraction, and God knows he needs to watch his health, especially after the battle with diverticulitis. So I'm totally fine with him being in and out. AEW has more than enough talent to go around. I'm personally very excited for the Okada Swerve feud, which began this week.
Yeah, I did do that. What you gonna do about it, bitch?